Hey everyone, welcome back to the Prop Professor channel, your home for data-driven betting. If you've ever felt like you're guessing or chasing bad lines when it comes to placing bets, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to be diving into one of the most powerful tools in the sports betting industry. That is the positive EV tool here at Prop Professor. I'm going to go through and teach you everything you need to know about utilizing this tool properly and how you can start making smarter, long-term profitable bets. And real quick guys, before we jump in, if you guys could please go ahead, if this is your first time stumbling upon the channel, hit the subscribe button. We would greatly appreciate it. Also go ahead and hit the like button and then leave a comment if you guys have any questions about anything I'm going to be covering throughout the duration of this video. But now let's go ahead, jump in and talk about the Plus EV tool. So for starters, for anybody that is unaware of what EV stands for, it stands for expected value. So in basic terms, all that means is the amount that you can expect to win or lose on average per bet based on probabilities. A Plus EV bet means over time, you're expected to profit. Now, not every single bet is going to hit, but the math is always going to be in our favor, which is the complete opposite of guessing or tailing your gut when it comes to coming up with your picks. Here at Prop Professor, our positive EV tool uses real-time sportsbook odds and market data to display the most profitable bets in real time. Let's take a look at the actual tool. All right, guys, so I've pulled up the positive EV tool, and to find this, if you are a Prop Professor member, all you have to do is go to your nav bar here on the far left, and directly under Sportsbook, it is that top tool. It's called the Plus EV tool, so the positive EV tool. So if you click on this, this is exactly what you're going to see when you bring it up. And this is simply just a list of filtered bets. Now, you do have the ability to customize basic and advanced settings here on the positive EV tool. So let's go ahead and jump in and walk through the different abilities that you have to set everything up to your liking. So to find my settings, I'm going to go ahead and click this filter button right here. And again, that's going to bring up my basic and advanced settings. Here, under basic settings, you can do things like set your min and your max odds, your min value and your max value. Now your min value is just going to be the min EV percent that actually populates to the positive EV tool. So you can see I have mine currently set at 0. So that means anything north of 0% EV is going to populate. You can also do things like min hours away and max hours away. So when that game actually takes place, min and max liquidity, which is extremely useful and helpful when it comes to some of those peer-to-peer exchange sports books like NoVig and ProphetX. And then you have the ability to customize by sportsbooks. So if there's specific sportsbooks that are legal in your state or specific sportsbooks that you have accounts with, you can go ahead and check those off and just have those filter. And you also have the ability to filter by what sports you want to populate to the tool as well. And all you have to do is obviously hit save settings after you've made whatever changes that you want, and those will directly reflect on your positive EV tool. Now, before we jump into advanced settings, let's go ahead and talk about what we're actually seeing and what's actually displaying on this tool. So the EV percent is essentially just your expected return on the bet. So for instance, this play on Bovada, Jose Ramirez over 1.5 player hits, currently has an EV of 12.5%. So this 12.5% just means that you'll profit $12.50 per $100 bet over the long term. Now you're probably asking yourself, where are they getting this 12.5% EV number from? And allow me to explain. Currently on Bovada, we can get Jose Ramirez over 1.5 player hits at plus 260 odds. Now by utilizing the positive EV tool, we're able to compare all the other sports books that are currently offering odds for this specific player prop. We can see that Fanduel is currently offering us plus 210, DraftKings at plus 200, Hard Rock at plus 190, BetMGM at plus 195, and so on. Now, because all of these sportsbooks set their own lines and odds, we're able to run into instances where one sportsbook, in this given case Bovada, is completely off from the rest of the sportsbooks. So again, we're getting this at plus 260 odds right now on Bovada. And this right here, the Prop Professor logo, is actually the NoVig line. Now, the NoVig line is just the true fair line with the juice removed. So what we do on the back end to display our EV percent is calculate where all of these different sports books are currently listing their odds for this specific player prop. We remove the VIG and display the NoVig line right here. And because the NoVig line is currently set to plus 220, and the odds we're able to get over on Bovada are currently set to plus 260, that is where we derive and find our 12.5% EV edge. So again, if we take a look at this O'Neal Cruz over 0.5 player runs right now, it currently has a 6% edge when we take into consideration where BetRivers is currently offering their odds for this specific player prop, which we can get it on BetRivers at plus 100, and where the rest of the market is currently pricing this specific player prop as well. We can see that Fanduel is at minus 130, DraftKings minus 145, Hard Rock minus 125. We can see all these sportsbooks currently have this a lot more juiced on the over, but BetRivers is currently hanging a very soft line at plus 100. So knowing that we're able to get this at plus 100 over on BetRivers and where the rest of the market is currently pricing it, we're able to take all these different implied odds on the sportsbooks, remove the juice, display the actual true value on this player prop based on all these odds from all these sharper sportsbooks. And by knowing we're getting this at such a better number at plus 100 on BetRivers, that's where we're getting our edge, our 6.1% EV edge. From here, I would go to BetRivers, I would click through, I would find O'Neal Cruz over 0.5 player runs, I would bet it at plus 100, and I would place the bet. You always want to be comparing different lines across multiple sports books to always make sure you are getting the best odds that you possibly can. And that's exactly what this tool does. One other really important feature right here is the Kelly column, which is just your recommended bet size, which is calculated using the Kelly criterion. And if you actually go to your nav bar on the left side and click on settings, you'll be able to do things like update your bankroll and then the Kelly multiplier that you want to apply to your bankroll. And depending on what you actually have for a bankroll and what you actually put for your Kelly multiplier, these numbers will directly affect what the positive EV tool tells you to bet per specific bet. So currently, based off of a $20,000 bankroll with a 0.25 Kelly multiplier, my recommended bet size to play Mickey Moniak over 1.5 player hits on Bovada at plus 245 odds. When comparing the odds we can get on Bovada back to the rest of the sportsbook market, would be $193. Now, if I go to my settings and I change my bankroll to $10,000 and I submit it and I go back to the EV tool and I find that Moniak play, you can now see that my recommended bet size is $96. Let's jump back over to our filters, go to our settings, and now talk about our advanced settings options and opportunities that we have with customization here at ProphetX. Our site allows users to create their own devig calculations by setting weights from the advanced settings page. What I'm going to do next is go ahead and click the add button. I'm going to change leagues to just MLB. I'm going to go to market types and click off player props. I'm going to go down here and hit add books and click off Fanduel, and I'm going to change my weight to 1. Setting the weight of Fanduel to 1 and selecting MLB for league and player props for market will cause all MLB player props to be devigged exclusively to Fanduel. Now, if I were to then also add in Caesars and set my Caesars weight to 1, the market would be devigged equally to both Caesars and Fanduel. Checking the box required ensures that the selected book has odds in order for any data to display for the selected league/market. Setting a min and max weight ensures that the sum of the present weights, or books where you have set weights that have two-way odds, falls between the inputted range. For example, I just added DraftKings and added its weight to 1. And if I have Fanduel, Caesars, and DraftKings all with a 1 weight, and I set my min weight to 2, then 2 out of these 3 books would need comparison odds for data to display. These advanced settings give you full control over which sportsbooks you want to influence your true market calculations, which is perfect for tailoring your edges to the markets that matter the most to you, and whatever sportsbooks you think are the sharpest in that specific market or sport. When it comes to plus EV betting, one really important thing to remember is that it's a volume game. So one specific bet doesn't matter. 10 bets doesn't matter. But after 100, 200, 500, 1,000 bets, that's when the math starts to show up. So make sure you do things like track your bets, monitor your ROI, and be consistent. Chasing plays without an edge, even if they hit, is gambling, but EV betting is investing. Again, the tool even gives you a suggested bet size based on the Kelly criterion method, which is designed to maximize growth while protecting against risk. So to recap, the Prop Professor Positive EV tool finds mispriced bets across sportsbooks using math. You can set filters, scan the board, compare lines, and size your bets for long-term gains. If you're serious about betting with an edge, start using the Positive EV tool today. And if you could, please like this video, subscribe to the channel for more educational content, and drop a comment if you have any questions at all. Bet smart, stay disciplined, and I'll see you on the next video.